And hello, everyone. I'm Dan Lutz, and I'm here on the front lines. A little late start. Dank is supposed to be coming on at about this time as well, so maybe he is co-hosting, not coming in later on. I got the again. Lisa did not tell me that the show's supposed to start, so how am I supposed to know to be on? Oh well. I've been caught up in. I was writing a letter, and time just flew by. So here we are on, well, at least for me, it's Christmas Eve, December 24th. Also, in about 7 hours from now, I will be doing the soft launch for what I call the new path forward for the Kringle Society. For all the people out there that have been part of this, will kind of know what I'm talking about. And we'll review over the website and how we're going to bring abundance, and that will happen. A soft launch, because this is not really the best time to really launch let's say a commercial venture. The commercial is not really the best way to do it. Where we're basically, it's not about going out and getting things done, but this is more about the community side. And since we had a tie-in with Chris Kringle, aka Santa Claus, I felt that December 25th was the right time for that. And even I had mentioned yesterday and gone over some of Thomas's show, and he talks about these particular dates that the let's just say the cabal religion has been using these dates as their holy dates or sacred dates, or it's a sacrificial dates, and that I was not willing to concede these wonderful moments in my life of this, about a time of the year that astrology says one thing or another. You can look at it from the different angles, from the side of giving birth, and everything is going to become more expressive as we move throughout the year, of more light coming in and more light coming in. So every day forward, there's more light coming in. Why not celebrate that? And that's exactly why I went ahead and called this a soft launch, and to recognize that this is the beginning. This also, wonderfully also lines up with Kim's letter that she put out there, and she speaks about abundance, and that's my kind of talk. I've been speaking about abundance and the abundance mindset for a long time, and particularly with Kringle coin, PBC coin. It's been about the abundance mindset. What does it mean to have an abundance mindset? And from that point, I want to say that there's been a lot of people misunderstanding what it means, right? It's not about the acquiring wealth. It has nothing to do with it. The scarcity mindset creates this urge to acquire wealth. So it's not about that. It's about having the mindset that abundance is around us, and we are to partake in it, and we go ahead and create within that environment. And there should not be a time where we're lacking anything, at least not something that you can't achieve, by putting some effort behind it. So I did hear the bells ring, so it must be Santa has joined us on this call. Oh, it's Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it going, Tank? I literally just started like 5 minutes ago. Again, I got a late start. I was caught up in writing a letter, so time flew by before I knew it.
Power of the pen, man. I write letters constantly, I feel like.
Yeah. It seems that it takes much longer for me to do than other people. I could spend multiple days on one letter that takes 5 minutes to read. But
but it's tough though. Like I'll get like the basis of a letter down pretty well. But yeah, me too. Sometimes I'll go into a trance for hours writing articles or letters or whatever.
Oh yeah, it just pours out. Yeah, I mean, when I'm in that groove, in writing, like when I write the white paper for this, it took, you know, the core structure of it took only, I don't know, a day, right? It was the rest of the next 3 months it took to go in and build that out, right? And what does that mean? And then how does it interact with the rest of what's being said? Especially when you're talking about an ecosystem, a structure in which, is going to, reward those people that are participating. How does that work? How does that flow? How do they combine together? What is the symbiotic relationship, that develops within this thing? Because everything must flow, like a oiled machine, right? When you have a well-oiled machine, it just keeps running nice and smoothly, right? And that's what we want. We want things to go smoothly. Right? So,
that is true. That is very true. So I don't have an update from Kim. I did reach out to Kim this morning, and I asked her, what are the next steps? Because I'm really looking for the fulfillment of what the letter from the Universal Council has promised. And one of the things that I realize just my own personal hesitancy is sometimes we're almost trained that it's not about the money. So, well, and I agree, it's not about the money, but the money is definitely a symbol of the freedom, right?
Right.
Because if it's not about the money, then none of this would really happen, right? So it is about about the people having equal access to the energy component that we use as a symbol to trade goods, right?
Which is actually what I was just saying when you came on.
There you go. So,
I was talking about in the frame of an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. I said abundance is not about the generation of wealth, because a scarcity mindset, their focus is about gathering wealth. So it's not about the money, right? It's about the recognition that around us there is abundance, and we just have to focus on what we want, and we bring that together. Money is part of that. I know that whenever I've started businesses and done things, and I start going down this path, the money arrives, right? It's just there when it's needed, because I wasn't focusing on acquiring money, right, per se. Though it was part of calculations and formulas and pricing and all this, but it was about what was I trying to achieve, and then the money showed up. There was an abundance mindset, versus the people out there that go after every entrepreneur, especially his family. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, it's gonna fail. All this naysaying, right, that comes out of the woodwork from the scarcity mindset. There's not enough. I gotta hoard what I have. I gotta bury my talent. However you want to look at it, it's a matter of they're going to try and be stingy, greedy, lustful, envious. All that comes from that scarcity mindset. There's not enough, right? But when you recognize that there is an abundance of everything, when you take actions from that standpoint, you don't run out. It's not about, you don't have to hoard. That's just saying you don't need to have, stores for a week or a month, or depending on your living conditions or what's going on. That's not what we're talking about. So there is enough out there, and you can store up what you need for this to overcome what you need to get to the next step, which is just part of life, taking one step and the next.
Yeah, well, my next step is to make sure that everything that they've had, we have. So, for that, in my opinion, I think that we are certainly, that the people, to really be liberated, to know that they have this abundance available to them, right? There has to be a reflection here in the creation that, it's the same thing we've been talking about, right? It has to be in line and in harmony, written in the language that we speak. And because this is just where we're at, right? Like money talks, right? And at the end of the day, you have the whole world focused on one thing and then another. Everybody wants change. Everybody wants these different things. Well, that does require the access of the energetic, currency that we use. And so, in the message to the Universal Council, I'm like, well, if we should have that, if that abundance is here now, and that's where we're at, and this is the transition, well, and that has to be made known, because you had these other, what they call them, human oppressors, right? Now, these human oppressors, as long as they can keep money from us, as long as that's a possibility, then we remain oppressed, right? Because they weren't able to keep love from us. We've been abundant in love. We've been abundant in innovation. We've been abundant in creativity. We've been abundant in all these things. All of that has had a shadow over top of it, because when it came to bringing those things from the conceptual ideology down into a physical reality, there's a shadow or a veil there that prevented us from doing that, and that has been kept in place by money. Now, if there's another way to access, whatever, if we're just supposed to be manifesting, I want some instructions on that.
Are you saying show me the money? Is that what you're saying here?
I'm not saying show me the money, because that was a great movie that got brutalized by that. But I hate when catchphrases are overused.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that. I'm not like that. To me, it's always been about having freedom. And if we cannot move freely, we don't have freedom. You know what? And I'll tell you what, you're also not going to tell me that we can't have, a life that is abundant, truly abundant, able to live exactly the way we want to live, right? And that we still have to remain frugal and small and diminished. No, that's cabal programming.
Right.
That's what they want us to think, right? You can't have much. You know what? Your reward will come in heaven. Your righteousness is tied up. Like, don't make it about the money. And then people will constantly say things like, you know what? I don't need much. Man, screw that. Screw that. I hate that. You'll never catch me saying that. You'll never hear me say, I don't need much. Like, no. I don't believe in that false humility stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, look, I don't need to hoard anything. Here's what I believe it like this. I need to know that I have direct access to whatever I need, because I'm going to spend it. Because I'm going to put people to work. Because I'm going to put money out to people everywhere. So I'm going to give away everything. You know why? Because I'm not going to try to manage my money. It's just not going to happen. I'll hire people to do that. But when it comes down to it, that's not my job. My job is to get money to people. My job is to spend money on stuff and build better ways of doing things. I cannot be bothered being micromanaged by every nickel and dime, scraping around, spending half our day. I swear, for the past five and a half years, I spent every day just kind of scraping and managing money. I'm like, no. Even with our jobs, we have all worked jobs that we hated. Well, most of them, except for you, Dan. But most people work jobs they hate, right? Like, most people have worked jobs they hate just to pay the bills, right?
Listen, I told you that my first job was at McDonald's. I didn't.
Yeah, but that doesn't count, because like when you were like 13, whenever you started working at McDonald's, and you were like, I'm going to do a sociological experiment and analyze what it's like to work at McDonald's. That's different than the regular person do. I mean, you're like next level. That's different.
All right. Yeah, no,
I'm saying, but like
I enjoyed my time at McDonald's. I have to admit it.
I bet you wrote a thesis when you got out. You're like.
I think I might have wrote that into a paper. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was in school. They gave me assignments to do things. So.
Besides, you know what? McDonald's invented the public assembly line. I mean, it's brilliant. So
it is.
Their model is great. Yeah. But my point is that just where we're at right now, I'm very much in a, I'm very much expecting exactly what the Universal Council said. I expect everything to be going our way. I expect us to break through. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I know my intent. I know this stuff won't get to me. I'm not gonna get a big head about it, right?
Right.
The whole way along is that excuse me, the whole way through this process, I've been running my mouth to them the whole time. That's not gonna change.
Right.
So it's not like all of a sudden I'm gonna be a different person. I'm just gonna be more of the same. So
Right.
I mean that's what
Well,
money does to anybody, right?
now it's like when in my life I've had times where money is just not an issue, right? And I basically made my life the way I wanted, and I had 3 or 4 vacations a year, right? And that was because the rest of the time I just worked, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Right? So, but I scheduled my time my way. I lived it my way. December 15th to January 15th, I noticed after like my 3rd year of really doing business and stuff, I said, oh, this is ridiculous trying to do anything during that time. I might as well make that, a vacation period, right? And literally just don't do anything for a month. So I usually spend that in India, or even, other ways, right? Other places I'd take off and visit with people and do things that were, what I wanted to do on my list, right? But I was productive, and in the ways that I decided I wanted to be productive. Right?
Yep. I mean, look, I think about this all the time. My dad always told me this. My dad always would tell me, do all you can to have a life that you don't need to vacate. So you don't feel like you're robbed if you don't go on a vacation, per se. You know what? And I think about that all the time. I want to. I mean, I love life, period, right? Even now in this stuff, like, I don't regret moments. I'm grateful that I've had this time, really with my kids that, I'm grateful. And at the same time, I'm also cognizant of my goal and intention and what is needed right now to change the world. And I'm very clear on it. And I'm sure there's other people that are clear on it as well. I can't pursue their goals, right? Like, all I can do is stay focused on what I know, excuse me, I know we need to do, right? Or what I need to do. Right. So I'm just very focused on getting there right now, and I feel it. It feels very powerful, and I have some really great news because you know what? I know a lot of people run their mouth a lot, So in the botched case where Abel Danger did nothing, and people think that I owe him an apology, and you know what? I don't. Because I don't ever talk about Abel Danger and all his accolades for 40 years. I could care less what he's done. At the end of the day, they claimed they were helping this woman, Kara Wykowski, and they did nothing. And because of that, her 2-year-old boy is dead. That is what I've seen with my own 2 eyes. So nobody can tell me I owe that man an apology for anything, for the record. Now, just throwing that out there because somebody put that out the other day. Now, I want to say this about that. So, I've been telling you that this James Dalton, this Judge James Dalton, that I'm going to get that, I'm going after him. Well, the Chief Justice for the state of Illinois has announced that he is forcing him out. So James Dalton is gone. He will be out. He shouldn't have another case. But by the end of January, he's done. He has been removed from the bench.
Wonderful news. That's wonderful. Merry Christmas.
That is good news.
Yes.
So now, I knew in my heart that Sasha would be returned to Kara today, and she wasn't. She had court this morning, and she did not get her daughter back. Now, she has her right now, tonight, right? But she doesn't get her on Christmas. The husband's being investigated for murder, but she's not able to go see she's got her daughter 2 days a week. Now, here's what they did. They court ordered her to have a psychological evaluation. Now, to that court, that Judge Rene Cruz, I believe his name is, I'm going to tell you what, you're the next one coming off that bench. Because I know, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows, because we're about to publish the actual thesis that was done on this that shows there is no physical way. It is literally impossible to take a psychological evaluation that the conclusion is not that you are psychologically unfit. It's a setup. As soon as they tell you to take that, they are telling you, we don't want you to have that child. And so they've got the father taking it. Now this dude's muttering to himself, left, I mean, just crazy, right? You've got the mother who's been rock solid, no criminal record. She's held her ground through every step of the way. When you killed her son with bad judgment, which is now a matter of fact, that's why that judge was removed. This woman has done nothing but rise to the occasion and do the right thing. They want to make her, take her daughter from her because she is claiming and exercising her constitutional authority, her rights that are fundamental to her being an American. Now, who the hell do they think they are? They even have the right to ask her, to order her to do anything. She's not subject to that court. Furious about that. I know that game. I'll tell you, I'm going to out that game to everybody. I'm going to put a tape, I'm going to put it together tonight. And I'm going to tell you, everybody you share it with, everybody you know. I'll go through and explain exactly why you cannot take a psychological evaluation if the court is against you. Because they're trying to take you down. They're trying to take something from you to prove that you're unfit. And I'm sick of their bullshit. Somebody's got to call these guys out and say, this is what you are. You are garbage. We are onto your games. Every single thing that you keep doing, all your delay tactics, all your stalling. Judge Renee Cruz, I'm coming for you next.
Go Tank.
And I'm just so sick and tired of these people. I am so disgusted.
Yeah.
You got one option right now. And they won't do it, because if they do it, they'll have to admit they were wrong.
Right. They'll have to admit they're wrong.
They only have one option. You give that little girl back to her mother.
And then you're still going to have to, deal with all the consequences because of everyone that was participating in this little boy's death.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm about to become a permanent resident up in Kane County. I'm gonna bring so many damn people there. I cannot believe this stuff's still going on. Try it. They're calling this young woman, this 24-year-old girl, fighting her ass off for her child. If that is not what a fit mother looks like, oh my God, give a break. If she had nothing but money and never even saw her kids, you wouldn't even try to take them. You take the money, but you won't take a mother who, with whatever she's got, fighting every single day, working hard, doing all she can to raise her daughter right, be there for her kids. You'll let her get abused, raped, taken out, and they don't even care. Their only issue is that she didn't go along with her programming. Because when she got messed up, trained, because she's trained in that area, they expect her to be programmed. Because they have done extensive things to her whole life, to program her. And because she's not going along with programming, that's why they're mad. Because somebody's pointing out that that's what they do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of the other reasons. If they bend, right, then all the other people that are programmed will now see the flaw in their programming. Right?
Yep, that's right.
And then it all comes tumbling down. Well, in case you didn't know, the cards have already been pulled out from the bottom of this house of cards, and it is coming down.
That's right.
There's a big storm a-coming.
See, people settle, right? Like, when you're like doing a lawsuit, they make you an offer. And what happens is, you get this offer, right? That's happened to my best friend, right? His wife, right? Their only child. When the doctor was, she had to have an emergency C-section. And the doctor was training a new surgeon, right? Like a resident. So the doctor left and had the new resident sew up my friend's wife. So when he sewed her up, right, there's 6 layers of, skin or something like that, or of different tissues that have to be sewn back together. So what happened was they sewed the fallopian tubes into the actual layers, the other layers, right? So that caused an infection where she almost died, right? Where she couldn't breastfeed her child, like all these things. It was terrible, right? Like she almost died. And so they were in a lawsuit. It took 10 years to get to the point where they were finally ready to execute judgment. And she gets there, and she's in front of a jury. And in front of this jury, there's so much compelling evidence. The jury comes out and says, they have a question. They said, what if we believe one of the experts more than the other expert? And because they asked that question, my best friend and his wife, they were panicked, right? Because it's been 10 years. They weren't able to have any more kids. So what happened was they had offered them $500,000, which is to take away my ability to have children. I'm sorry, it doesn't even scratch the surface. But in this, that's what they offered, and the judge knew that they had the winning case. But because that was the direction of the jury. Now, first of all, the other side, why even defend it, right? Why are they even able to defend what they did? And what they did was they didn't allow the evidence to come in to show that the doctor was outside with the mother and father, just letting them know, and then she went to have coffee with the like the grandparents, and while it was happening, so the doctor was negligent because they didn't oversee the process to make sure the resident sewed the woman up sewed my friend's wife up the right way, right? And they could easily prove it, and they wouldn't let them submit that in court, and that's the kind of bullshit they do. So they keep the one piece of evidence that wrecks the whole case, right?
Right.
It destroys everything. And the lawyer is complicit, right? Because he agrees to it, right?
Right.
And they took the settlement, right? And that was it, because they were worried they wanted to get something versus getting nothing. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think about that all the time. I will not settle. I will not settle. I don't care what the situation is, what we are pursuing in this fight that we are in. I am determined. Humanity will be liberated. Humanity will be free. We will have the opportunity to thrive. We will have control of our own money. We will be redeemed. As far as I'm concerned, I will not settle. I don't care what they offer. They don't have enough to offer. Now, that's what they're doing to Karen Wachowski. They give them visiting rights and trying to set her up so she'll leave. And
right.
now they're stalling more. Rather than just admit they're wrong and do the right thing.
Right.
Just admit you're wrong. Do the right thing.
Yep, they definitely are trying to set her up. Again, if they allow this to, they're looking for their out. So if she runs with the children, then they have her, right? And then they can hide everything they've been doing. So I hope she stays strong.
Me too. But I'll tell you what, it's so stupid on their part, because if they would just do the right thing, you know what? We could work together. We could work through this. We could identify, you all have a problem, right? And it's got to stop. We could identify it.
Right.
And we could go somewhere with it. But because they refuse and they protect, the same corrupt system, the only option is to tear it down. And we're gonna have to expose it constantly. And everybody's got a Karen Wachowski right now going through this in their county. Right now, you got some corrupt ass judges doing something in your town too. I mean, they're everywhere. It's rampant.
Right. It's the only way that people can come into a situation of power. Right? The good people have been kept from rising as much as possible. Sometimes inevitably they rise, right? And they were not able to stop them from rising, whatever that was, But mostly people, will go along with it because they get this payoff, right? Right? They're able to get this easy power, and they get promoted based upon the worse things that they do, and some people just go along with it. Right, and that's the selling themselves out. Right, this is selling their soul. Right, when they get it, that's what it is.
It's like everybody wants to settle for this comfortable life, right? I mean, I just want to have a good life. They always want to say, they think there's some kind of nobility because they're okay being average, right? Because they're okay being mediocre, they think they're being humble. No, you're not. You're not. If you are exceptional, you have an obligation to be exceptional. Right? It's just what it is.
Right.
Don't drown yourself down to appease somebody else because they're insecure, because they can't imagine what's going to happen when you become the leader. Right? Why would we do that?
Right.
No, I won't. You know what? We are going to make sure that people have a pathway to pursue justice. We are going to force them to admit what they have done and correct it. They're going to pay for the damages that have been done to this nation.
Right.
And I'm not trying to exact vengeance. I don't care about hurt. I'm not trying to hurt them. I care about the people having a pathway that everybody can pursue, that everybody can do the right thing, and they should get certain things in their life just based.
I'm sorry, say that last part again. Oops. Hello. Space Command to Galactic Unicorn. Space Command to Galactic Unicorn.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. I got to stick to my schedule tonight because I forgot I have another call I have to get on right now. So, hey, I'm sorry. I appreciate it. We'll catch up tomorrow night. I do expect to have. I will be here on Christmas Eve. Hey, Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas to you. And that was very good news about Judge Dalton being ousted. It's a wonderful Christmas present, and just one more step that we've taken to moving us forward. So I appreciate
indeed.
that. Good luck on your next broadcast.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Talk to you later, Dan.
All right. So I'll keep it going here for a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I guess we can keep this one relatively short since it is, we're right into the Christmas time here. For me, it's definitely the 24th. For you, it's the 23rd. I am going to be doing this next broadcast, for me in next 6 hours from now, which is this soft launch. If you would care to participate, there is a Zoom link that's available. I will go ahead and place it in the wwg1wga.love group in Telegram. Well, actually, no dot in the Telegram group. But if you'd like to participate, go ahead and join in. There's about 190 some people that have already registered for the Zoom link. You have to pre-register. There is an email that will come to you with a password to enter. I'm very excited about revealing this and telling everyone about it. Very exciting to see how we're going to bring abundance to everyone. So I guess this might be a good reason to make this a shorter episode, because I've got still more to do. There always seems to be more to do. I think what would be good, maybe I'll just check and see if there's any questions in the group. I'm going over to the group here. I'll share my screen so people can see what's going on here. And then if you'd like, I can also give you the link to come on. I don't have a password, just have a link for this particular broadcast. This is the new screen that they have here. So I can make this a bit bigger for the text. Is it down below now? Nope, it doesn't work down below that way. So I gotta back it out a little bit. Okay, it's on the right hand side here. I start by saying good moments to everyone. I'm try to say good moments instead of good morning, because morning is, about the death. So you're in mourning because the day's beginning, that kind of thing. All right, so put a Q, and then your question if you have any questions. Actually, probably a good place that I could I'll put the link in here as well. I've been keeping it fairly restrictive where I put the link. It's only been available in one place. That's in the New Path Forward group. But I will go ahead and I will place it in here. Now you will, again, have to register for this. Let's see if I don't know how much of it will paste here. I might have to break it up. And the whole thing looks like you got it. Oh, no, it didn't. It didn't like it too big. So that's it. That got posted. So you have it there in the chat. So again, you're welcome to go ahead and sign up for it. It is at 12:01 a.m. the December 25th, beginning of Christmas in Fiji time. So it's, I think, 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 a.m. I think in Eastern Standard Time, and then you can figure out there as well. I have it. I can see if I can post that in here, the scheduled time. Let's see if it might be too big, but. The only place where it'll actually be Christmas when we start this is in. No, it's too big. It doesn't like that. I'll have to break it up. Hard to paste that in here. Start from there. I'll break it up into 3 sections. There we go. Okay, anyway, it's there. Okay, that's it. I'm going to slide up and see if there's any questions in here. Merry Christmas to you, Kathy. I was just reading that, so I saw Merry Christmas, so that's why I started reading it. Merry Christmas to everyone, and I also wish everyone a Merry Christmas here. All right, no questions. All right, well, I guess that's good. So why don't we go ahead and end this for today? That's all right. We'll make this a short one. Again, I appreciate everyone who has helped move things forward with me. For every way you've participated, in the WWG1 WG8.love website. The people that come in and do $1.11 a month. All you need is 10,000 people like that, right? that was the idea. I got a handful of people. That's okay. And people doing $8.88 a month. That's also wonderful. So those are really what has really focused me on being able to keep moving in this way. That I'm not really concerned. Everyone's been coming through, and in very big ways as well. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that this happens in the right way. With that, I'm gonna suggest everyone come back then again for the so an odd time for the people on the East Coast, but around the world, it's just the time that it happened to fall. They give you some perspective on things. And we'll see you tomorrow at this time. It will be Christmas Day for me. Have a good one.